All right, hello. Welcome back, everyone. I'm very excited for another stream of Six Ages. And I am going to be actually playing this more frequently than I have in the past. I was planning to do a schedule of once per week, and then I got private messages from a bunch of people telling me that they would prefer to see me play this a little bit more often, and I'm very gratified by those. And so that's what I'm going to do. Also, I'm going to do in the near future a stream of King of Dragon Pass, and that's partly because while I'm playing this game, because I'm not as familiar with it as I am with King of Dragon Pass, it's possible that I may embarrass myself or come to a sticky end, as they say in Nightmare, that British TV show. Anyway, watch it. It's Nightmare spelled with the K in the beginning. That may be a sticky end, as that phrase is used in that show, may be exactly what you see me come to in this playthrough, because I've tried to refrain from playing it, which has been difficult, but I've persevered because I wanted to experience this for the first time with you. So, what's going on right now? We've got Sacred Time in the beginning of a new year, the year of our new chieftain, Elistina. And that's because of the untimely death of our previous chieftain, whose name, unfortunately, I think it was Chirila. Yeah, it was Chirila who died of a mysterious disease that hopefully was not caused by a rival clan. Although I do have my suspicions at this point because of the raid that came from that clan, and the fact that they told me that if you don't put somebody from our preferred family on the ring, then there's going to be trouble of some kind of, undefined kind. So I suspect that saga is going to play out as we move along, as we now will. The beginning of this sacred time, okay, we got 23 babies born, initiated 18 children as adults. We've got fewer people, fewer head of cattle, and fewer horses. That's not necessarily good, which means we want to focus on pastures, so we want more livestock, I think. Our crafters produced 44 cows worth of goods. Our market made a profit of 45 cows worth of goods, and yet we're starting the year with 35 goods. That's not really ideal either. But we're going to see what we can do to increase our ability to trade here as well, and our trading routes. So I'm going to put a couple of points in diplomacy. I'm going to put a point into crafts. I've still got 4 magic points left. I'm going to leave a couple of magic points because it's always a good idea to have a few saved up in case anything calamitous happens, which of course is a possibility. I'm going to, let's see, what else? Okay, the herds decreased a little bit. So I want to put some magic into fields, just to try to increase my food as much as possible. At this point, unfortunately, I don't know how many people are sick. That would be a nice thing to know during Sacred Time. But there's so much other wonderful information that I get during Sacred Time. Maybe it would be a case of too much information if they were to show me that. But anyway, so I'm going to put 1 into health as well. And with 2 magic points left over, I'm going to proceed. All right. The Parallel Unclan wheels who revere the hawk report an unusual journey to the gods' war. They went behind the sky to find Yelma's brother Daizatar, a mysterious god we know about but do not try to worship. He blessed them with a watchful hawk, a magical creature that will make it harder to launch surprise attacks against them. I guess this could become problematic for me if I decide to become more warlike later, or I'm forced to become more warlike in the future if these wheel clans end up causing a lot more trouble, which I suspect that they will. All right, so we have a random event to start off our year. Hopefully it's a positive one. While out watching the yearling horses, your young herders spied a glowing object. Your most learned elders examine it and don't know what to make of it. It might be the shavings from Bursarion's quill, or perhaps the tear of a goddess. It's divine, but you can't identify any specific magical properties. So your magicians say the best thing is to sacrifice it. Okay, what does the ring have to say? It's not unusual to find a drop of their blood. Horses are what make us riders. There's a stunning insight. Normally we'd keep this as a magical treasure, but it will do a lot more good if we sacrifice it. Okay, that seems to be the consensus so far. This guy doesn't know. Normally we keep something like this as a magical treasure. We're not in serious need of anything but livestock as wealth. Okay. Well, there's one person who's not gloomy. There's one person who's in a good mood, and that's what I strive to provide here as clan leader. Okay, so we can, okay, so actually we have to sacrifice it. We're just going to choose what to do, what we're going to sacrifice it, what kind of benefit we're going to get out of the sacrifice. So let's see, what do we got here? Herds look a little bit low. But as I recall, food was the biggest issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help my crops. When Carnivus laid the object in the sacrificial fire, instantly the flames flared up with billows of smoke that smelled like exotic spices, consuming our gift. It sounds delicious. You didn't have to be a priestess to know that Pella would be blessing our grain. Carnivus said her bounty would last for well over a year. That sounds great. Okay, so as you recall, this is the Blazing Axe clan. And I feel like at the beginning I didn't really give that much context about why I'm playing this game. It was almost 20 years ago that King of Dragon Pass came out, which is the predecessor of this game. And I was living in Newark, New Jersey at the time, and it was during what in this game would be called dark season. So it was a very cold winter. And I was shut in a lot of the time. In Newark, there were these huge hills of snow. Perhaps what it was like, or what it would have been like during winter in the Bronze Age. There didn't seem to be a lot of plowing going on in my area. So it was hard to get anywhere, although it was kind of fun climbing these big hills of snow. And this really got me through a lot of those really cold nights in Newark. So that's why I owe a debt of gratitude to King of Dragon Pass. That was a long time ago. Now I'm out in Los Angeles, where it is a lot more like fire season. This could definitely be appropriately described as fire season. It's insanely hot, but that's another good reason to be inside today and playing this game. All right, so the Blazing Axe clan. We've got 3 sick. Okay, that's really a lot better than it used to be. 275 children, 8 warriors with 1 sick, 31 nobles. The clan mood is dissatisfied, aren't they always? All right, so what are the problems that are creating this dissatisfaction here? Houses unfinished. Okay. Ongoing venture clear pastures. We can start another. I wonder if that means, okay, that's one thing that I realize I'm not clear on, is whether or not it's possible to have 2 ventures going at once, or we're talking about changing the venture that we're on. Let's see. Let's figure that out. Okay, finish houses. That's what we're looking to do. I'm concerned about how unhappy our people are. Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to remedy myself here. And there are not enough warriors, so that's a problem that I'll correct. But probably this house thing, it seems like the people's houses being finished is probably fairly important. If there's like rain coming through a hole in the roof or something like that in their houses. Although I think this refers more to the ritual declaration or decoration of the houses than making sure the wood paneling in the ceiling is good. But anyway, whatever finishing houses means, we're going to do it. Properly seal and decorate houses. Oh, there we go. All right, there's my answer. Ernasta led the clan in rethatching roofs, painting and redecorating. Now they live in thatched roof cottages! All 7 families worked on each other's houses for many weeks. As a final step, a devotee of Burserian wrote names of their ancestors on the door sills. As one should. I know I've got my ancestors' names all over here, all over my apartment. Oh, that doesn't look like a good random event. Ooh, my mood went down. Ooh, lots of herds went down. A thick black fog, and we've got the ominous music that Stan Lepard does so well. A thick black fog rolls over your lands as if night has literally fallen on the land. It terrifies your livestock, some of whom panic and die. Though it is the middle of the day, you can't see your outstretched hand. Even a burning torch adds only a few hands of visibility. No one needs priests to tell them that this manifestation of worsening darkness is a terrible omen. The priests say it has drained away the clan's magic, and like everything else, too, it seems. Okay, let's see what the clan ring has to say. The Rams brought about darkness when their criminal deity, Orlanth, murdered the imperial sun god Yelm. Oh, well, I guess that may have something to do with this, because the murder of Yelm figures very closely into the current situation of our people, as far as I can tell. The echoes of that crime still reverberate, despite it happening a long time ago. We must find a way to fight this, as we found a way through other dangers of the Exodus. Okay, at least you've got some hope. That's generous sacrifice to Elmal, is what I was thinking. If the world becomes dark, trade routes will shrink. We don't want that. There's nothing about black fog on the fabric of the story tent. Well, hopefully we don't end up having to write much about it, because we're going to get rid of it. Okay, so I can call Elmal to disperse it with sacred fire. I've got some offerings that I can make to him. The magic is now -1. Ugh. Call on horse spirits to disperse it with their galloping. Nobody recommended that. Conduct a divination, but my magic is negative, so I can't. So I'm going to call on Elmal to disperse it with sacred fire. I'm going to sacrifice cows because I'm not very high on goods. A great whoosh went up, and fire enveloped our lands. But this fire did not burn us, our pastures, our tents, or our beasts. Instead, it fed upon the darkness until both it and the black fire were gone. Everyone could still feel the blessing for weeks afterwards. All right, well, this is an auspicious beginning to this year. I am happy. That was a happy-sounding harp chord there. I am happy that we can now expect to produce as much food over the coming year as we will eat. And I think that's the first time in our rider clans, in the Blazing Axe clan's legendary settlement in this valley, that has occurred. Whatever we do is up to the gods, but I hope our food supply is on much better footing now. I certainly hope so, too. All right. And that was Enderai, by the way, who worships Inilla. Okay. Members of the Urkent and Carant families were making an offering when they spotted a baby in a basket floating down the Black Eel River to the south of the clan lands. Everyone agrees that the boy must have been sent by the gods, but both families claim that they saw him first and should be the one to adopt him. Okay, so these are families that are within our clan who are squabbling with each other, which is a new feature of 6 Ages. You can not only have squabbling among the clans, like you had in Dragon Pass, but you can have squabbling within families within your clan. In case you didn't think that there was enough squabbling going on, now everybody's beefing. Normally, a court of 3 elders is able to resolve disputes like this. But this case has supernatural overtones, so they bring it to the clan circle. Wise elders already performed a divination, but couldn't see the baby's fate in the stars. Okay, so we can adopt the baby into Elistina, the chieftain's family. Let the Urkens adopt him, let the Carants adopt him. I don't really see much of a reason to let either of them adopt him. I haven't received any good reasons why. Put the baby back into the river. I don't think I'm going to do that. That seems like that would be a mistake, since everybody seems to believe this is sort of a child of prophecy. If there's no other way, let him become a Parnt. Oh, I see, because she's of the Parnt family. Ancestors were willing to adopt the farmers they discovered. Letting the chief's family raise the only possible solution. Well, it seems like it's a compromise, and people might be more willing to accept it because it is the chief. He will surely bless us. Okay. Since the gods have delivered him into our hands. I understand why the court didn't want to handle this case. By the way, if anybody has any difficulty hearing the audio, just let me know. He doesn't really look like any of the people we've met. Well, yeah, he's a baby in a basket floating down the river. That's not something you see every day, right? Baskets are sacred to Inilla, my patron goddess. Perhaps the baby should be raised in my family. Which family are you? You are the family Akot. Okay, well, that's not even an option. All right, so we're going to adopt him into the chieftain's family. Elistina adopted the baby, naming him Otorin. People complained that Elistina was taking advantage of her position as chief, hoping the baby's luck would rub off on her. Well, you can never have too much luck in this game. So it doesn't seem like an unreasonable solution to me. Now it is sea season, which is still a season of planting. I think this is actually the season of harvest. Okay, thank you. Oh, the audio of the game. Okay, yeah, I guess that was an issue that I was having with importing from the iPad, where I wasn't able to get the music particularly high. But yeah, I guess so. Probably my voice is going to be the majority of the audio for this, for better or worse. My soothing radio voice. Blazing Axe clan. The clan mood is worried. I think that's a little bit better than what it was a moment ago. Our people are quite healthy. We spent 1 point of clan magic on health, but didn't conduct any harmony rituals during sacred time. The Blazing Axe clan, finest in the land. That almost rhymes. Most of our folk are a little bullheaded these days. Yeah, they always seem to be. We should be concerned about our people's mood. Okay. Let's see what we can do, because we've got these ventures ongoing. Maybe when the ventures are complete, is this my first playthrough? I played a little bit of this game as another clan. I didn't finish the whole game. I'm trying to experience this along with y'all. But I have played King of Dragon Pass and won that game a lot. Yeah, I've got some relevant experience, but I guess it's the first full game that I'm going to try to play of this. All right. Let's see here. What are we going to do? Food is low. Okay. Perhaps we can send a mission to try to trade for food, which I think we do under wealth. We've got 1 season of food stockpiled. That seems a little bit low. So let's send a caravan to see if we can buy some food. The Chav Ashdai have the most herds, the Bright Eyes have the most horses. The 7 stars have the most goods. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm a little bit low on goods at the moment, so I'm not looking to build another shrine at the moment. Maybe I should switch the blessing that's active right now to trading, because I do believe I have a shrine to Ekarna, who is the trading goddess. Yeah, market. Okay, so let's do a sacrifice to try to learn at least this trading blessing, because that looks like that's going to be helpful in establishing trade routes. Our clan magic was low. We did not perform sacred time rituals to help our sacrifice. Okay, so I should have added magic to ritual. Okay, well, I'll remember that for future reference. All right, let's see here. In that case, I think what I'm going to do, since I just developed a lot, I just made a lot more goods. My crafters and my trading partners and so forth came through for me. So it'll be a good time to send out that caravan to see if we can buy some food. I like the fact that you have the food stockpile information listed here, because I think that I don't remember seeing that on the clan screen in King of Dragon Pass, although you'd certainly get people complaining about it, as the Orlanthi in that game tend to do, and as the Rider clan in this game tends to do. All right, let's buy food and sell goods. Let's see, these hyphenated clans, I don't know about these. The check mark means I've got a trade route. All right, let's go to one of these clans that we have a trade route with. Preferably one with lots of herds, known for their poverty. Okay, that's not who we want to be trading with. Known for their aggressive pursuit of trade. Well, this Chav Ashdai clan, they were kind of mean to my people. So I don't think I'm going to go to them. Let's see. What about the reputation of other people around here? Known for their hunting prowess. Okay. The Ruby Gate clan, they were the people who just raided me, aren't they? Yeah, I don't necessarily know about dealing with them. Okay. What are these people known for? Known for their close descent from Elmal, okay. Yeah, the clan that mocks us, we're not going to do that. They're known for their wealth, okay. Let's see if we can buy some food from them. An emblem woven into your story 10 has begun to sing, its figures acquiring animation. The emblem depicts the Exodus when, the checkmark means you contacted them before. Thank you. Thank you, GCP123. An emblem woven into your story 10 has begun to sing, its figures acquiring animation. The emblem depicts your exodus when Healor led your people from the city of Nivora after encroaching ice had rendered it uninhabitable. How do you respond to this wonder? Okay, let's see here. Exodus. Movement of the people. A song shall exalt the heroism of our ancestors. Well, it seems like the emblem woven into the story tent has begun to sing, so maybe honoring it with singing seems like a good idea. We gave the wheels a chance to come with us, but in their arrogance they thought they could defeat the ice. Our magic is at a low ebb. We must perform a ceremony. When other riders hear of this, they will want to trade with us. I like that. Well, yeah, it's true. I heard at the beginning of Sacred Time that I didn't have a good reputation with the clans around me, so I may want to do something about that. Spread word of this omen to other rider clans. The news prompted our neighbors to their own remembrances of the Exodus. We had burnished our reputation. Oh, I even lost a hate point. That's wonderful. Okay. All right, right now it's fire season, which is traditionally the season of raiding. I was thinking of adding some more defense to my my Tula, whether it's like a stockade or a fence or something of that nature, but my goods are still pretty low at the moment. So I think I'm not going to do that right now. I think what I want to do is I've got 2 trading partners. I want to see if I can establish another trade route. So let me take a look at the map and see who might be interested in that. The ability to zoom in on this map is great, by the way. Let's see. Okay. Amber, the Grey Wing, Yellow Hill, Starshine, and Shining Blossom. Those are all good candidates for this. I think I'd prefer to trade with Rider people, or try to trade with Rider people as opposed to the Wheel people, because they've done some hostile things to me so far. They threw one of my swords out of a wagon, which was not a very nice thing to do, and also blinded him. But I was able to restore his vision last time on 6 Ages. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, Shining Blossom, I've already got a caravan going to them right now. What about these Starshine people? Known for their lush fields, okay. Sounds like they'd be a decent group of people to trade with. Now we've got David Dunham, or a rider who looks like David Dunham, who worships Ekarna, and he seems like an excellent candidate to lead this expedition. So I'm going to send him, try to establish a trade route. The Shining Blossom traders were pleased to receive our first caravan. We traded 38 cows worth of goods for less than 4 weeks worth of food. The Shining Blossom traders were particularly interested in obtaining a letter from lost Elempur, although I'm pretty sure they couldn't read it. That's true. We're one of the few clans in this area who are literate, and hopefully that's going to benefit us in some way in the near future. So Earth season right now. This is the season of the harvest. We've got good trade prospects going on, so hopefully that helps the trading caravan. Food is still low, although there's a crop bounty. I think let's see here. Maybe it's time to see if we can build defenses. So far we've just got a ditch. A watchtower is 10 goods. Okay, that seems worth it to me. They agreed to trade with us. Okay, all right. So now we got a trade route with the Starshine. Now we've got 3 trade routes going on, which is great. Some of our enemies claim that we are afraid to travel, sending out an emissary out to show them otherwise. Well, I just sent out 2 caravans. Emissaries for the Starshine clan calling you to use your ability to read the written language of the Empire. They lost it during the Exodus, but you did not, maintaining worship of Buzzards the Scribe. And that's good. That's good. They told me that it's Buzzards the Scribe, because there's another deity whose name sounds kind of like that, who is actually the cow goddess. So I can confuse them sometimes. Exploring riders who live far outside the valley gave them a tablet of gold marked with writing. The Starshines want to know what it says, and we'll give you a reasonable reward for interpreting the remarks. I'm all about reasonable rewards. Or you could give me an unreasonably large reward too. That's also something I would accept. Buzzards the Scribe sat at Yelm's elbow, writing down his decrees. Now that's what Buzzards did, huh? We might also benefit from the contents of the tablet. A blessing would be most helpful right now. Okay, let's see. We could truly use more portable goods. Our goods are a little bit low. Yeah. Although I think the herds are lower. Normally I would like to keep my herds at 700 or over. So I think that I'm going to accept cows for this. It might tell us how to make peace with the trolls. Well, the trolls have not been a problem for me so far. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for cattle. We agreed that 24 cows be a fair price for this service. Those priests who preserved the lore of Buzzards, god of scribes, poured over the tablet. It recounted a victory over Gold Talon the charioteer of those despised wheel people, presumably. Hopefully that will help us in the future if we ever fight the wheel people. Or I guess we don't hate the wheel people technically, but they have some customs that are alien to us, and they disagree with us from a religious perspective, and that sometimes escalates into violence, as we saw with the way they treated one of my swords, one of my professional warriors. All right, so now we're up to 33 goods. We needed to devote magic to rituals in order to sacrifice for a blessing, and we didn't do that this year, so I think I'm not going to sacrifice for more blessings. Since we were told that some other clans think that we're not traveling enough or that we're afraid to travel, maybe it would be a good idea to see who we haven't established relations with yet. Okay. What about one of these? We could see what another one of these wheel clans say, because there's so many of them. Maybe even though the Chav Ashdai were kind of mean to us, maybe we can establish better relations with these Nar Onan people. They're pretty close to us. We'll see if we can be a good neighbor. We owe them a favor. Oh, is that so? What about these Parel Un people, known for their hawks? Okay. These Oral Marth people, those are Orlanthe, aren't they? They're going to become a problem soon, aren't they? The Sagorin apparently don't like us because they're depicted there in red. That's interesting. We may end up having to deal with that. All right. So what are we going to do? Let's send an emissary to these Nar Onan people. Yes. Hi, Ryder. Good to see you again. Oh, yes, I'm planning to do this more frequently in the future, too, because I just can't wait a week between playthroughs. It would be handy for us to know the Silver Tongue blessing before sending an emissary. Well, that's not really an option for me in this year. The threat of banditry is low. That's good. An alliance. Okay, that's an idea. After we send an emissary to each Rider clan, we can attract more allies. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring some gifts to these people and see what kind of impact that has. We sent Belladry to give goods worth 8 cows to the Naranon clan. The Naranon chief seemed taken aback that we had sent a woman as our representative. Okay. The Naranones accepted our gifts with superior smiles. Compared to ours, your herds are small, as they said in the original game. As near as I could tell, they think well of us, though we'll still like to put on a scornful air. Before we left, they told us about a smoking crater somewhere west of us. Their explorers had a bad feeling about it. A smoking crater does sound like a bad feeling, or something that should provoke a bad feeling. Members of the Zarant family complained that they are underrepresented on the clan council. We must live with the decisions of the circle, which lately have been poor, as everyone knows. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. Uh-oh, Ryder's telling me, ooh, the smoking crater. Ryder is one of the developers, so presumably, yeah, the game has it in for me at this point. We must live with the decisions of the circle, which lately have been poor, as everyone knows. Now, actually, that's just your opinion, but have no say in them. It is past time that this changed. Other families, particularly the Parents, say that the Zarants are always making trouble, which explains why they are not on the council. They do sound like troublemakers to me. Let's see. Zenengar East Clan always made his council by choosing a member of each family. So do I, right now on the ring, do I have a member of two members of the same family? Let's see. Urkent. We have Parnt, Urkent, Karent, Nordon, Parnt. Okay, we do have 2 Parts. All right. And this guy is an Elmal worshiper. It seems like an important thing to have on the ring. She is a Parnt, the chieftain. So I think I will... let's see. If there is an Elmal worshiper, yeah, you don't know how right you are, Erastus. It's possible that you're going to be replaced now by a Zarant. Do I have 3 parts? No. He is a Turrent. And, whoops. Enderai is an Akot. Okay. All right. What do they all say? Remove me from council if that makes things easier. No, that's not going to make things easier because I want to have your family represented. Please make everyone happy. Okay, let's see. I will add a Zarant member to the council. We have 2 parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace Erastus. Okay, I have to reorganize separately. Okay, right now it's dark season. That's a good time to reorganize. Now it's like Newark, New Jersey out in winter, and there are snow drifts everywhere, and it's impossible to get around. Or at least that was the way it was in King of Dragon Pass. It seems like in this you can do a little bit more than you could do in King of Dragon Pass during the cold seasons. In the original game, you would basically be driven back by snow, and the people who tried to make the expedition would also get sick. So it wasn't a good idea, generally speaking, to venture out during that time. All right, there's a vacancy on the clan circle, so let's deal with that. We promised to add a Zarian to the circle. Indeed, we did. Okay, so here we have a Zarian worshiper of Ikarna. Can we sort by family? Let's see. There's a Zarian who worships Osara. Okay. Okay, those are only options. She's pretty young. That means she's going to spend a long time in the circle if I don't remove her. Spirits are good cold season fillers in SA that KODP didn't have ventures too. Okay, yeah, that's true. You could, you could start a venture because that only takes place on your own Tula. Yes, that is a good thing to remember, Ryder. All right. Now let's choose a Zarent. All right, I'm going to put you on the ring. Don't make me regret it. Your goats fall prey to a trembling sickness. 46 have died already. Ooh. The others don't look too good. I have not heard of other clans having this problem. Disease spirits afflicted Urarda goat mother. She also cried out for Nialda, and Arissa also came. I have not heard of other clans having this problem. Hopefully that doesn't mean that another clan has cursed me, which is the kind of thing that would happen in KODP if someone was mad at you, if there were a feud going on. I'll go along with the circle's decision. That's not very helpful. Spirit rituals are cheaper. Contact between sick beasts breeds illness, yeah. All right. Well, since it seems that other people are not having this problem, it seems like this is something that we're going to need to deal with ourselves. Since I don't have any magic right now, probably the solution is to kill all the sick goats. They amounted to 38 goats in addition to the 46 that had already died from the disease. All right, well, that's unfortunate. But, goats get sick once in a while. I'm not an experienced goat farmer, so I don't, it's not like I know that for a fact, but I know that happens in this game anyway. And if it's the Bronze Age, you can't, vaccinate the goats, right? You need to resort to more drastic measures if you've got sick animals and potentially sick animals. All right. The clan mood is dissatisfied. I wonder, is that worse than worried or better? But anyway. All right, so we did our reorganization. What else can we do right now? We've got ventures going. We've got crop bounty and good trade prospects. That's good. Let's see. All right, the herds went down, unfortunately. I want to see what blessings I've got going right now. To Uryarda here, I've got the milk blessing going, but I would love to learn the kid blessing because I just lost a bunch of goats to this this mysterious goat sickness. So I'm going to sacrifice to see if I can learn that blessing. And I think it's not that I'm not able to learn anything because I didn't put any points into ritual. I think I just kind of have a low chance of doing so. But let's see if I can make the die roll here. Yep, kid blessing. Excellent. One of the reasons we settled here was that the Black Eel River has not been tamed. We couldn't take the entire clan across, but we also heard stories that the Ram people lived on the other side. Yep, we can see a little bit of them on the map. And I heard from a Yellow Hill traveler that the Bright Eyes saw ram hunters in their forested land. We will have to be wary of those brutal barbarians. The worshippers of the storm god are powerful now, but they won't always be. That's right. Not if anything to say about it, I have. Though the Part family were displeased to lose a seat on the circle, overall the people were happy to see the Zarans represented. Okay, that's good. Despite them being wild troublemakers who drink too much fermented goat's milk. All right, storm season. Okay, what will we do? I'm going to switch this blessing to kid blessing because we're not having as much of a problem with food as we're having with goat fertility. Well, since I was able to make that die roll, since I was able to get that blessing, maybe I can give it another shot. Well, I don't know. I already tried to get that Ikarna blessing trying to get a blessing twice in a row during a year, as far as I recall, during King of Dragon Pass would generally wouldn't work. So maybe I'll see if I can get somebody else's blessing. Fertility of cows, okay, that's something that I would love to get. So how about we try Busanari? If I were the cow goddess, I wouldn't necessarily want to have cows sacrificed to me, or maybe I would. I don't know, it's hard to say, but every god seems to accept goods. So let's see if 8 goods is going to do it. Cattle ward blessing, okay, excellent. A party of wretched Yeleni come to you begging a favor. The Yeleni live to the northwest, meagerly subsisting by hunting and foraging. They get their magic from spirits, the most powerful of which is a carrion-eating entity called King Vulture. That sounds pretty nasty. The Yeleni language shows signs of kinship to yours. With some struggle, you can make out what they are saying. We try to farm as you do, but when we fled the destruction of our city, we had to leave all but one of the old gods behind. To revive our connection to the grain goddess Pella, we ask that you marry one of your young priestesses into our clan. We do not keep cows and cannot keep you the bride price you expect, but we can give you a treasure which aids in finding game, berries, and hidden foes. If you wanted to marry someone to Buzzard people, the most likely candidate, Buzzard people, I can tell that they're not necessarily looked on with high regard. A young woman named Nauri who can whirl to Pella's side. I think that's kind of a form of worship, whirling like a whirling dervish. Neither she nor any of your marriageable women show any interest in such a match. I wouldn't want to marry into the Buzzard clan either. I don't blame them. Or so their families who make the final decision say, because it's the Bronze Age, and your parents made those kind of decisions. All right, so the question is, am I going to force someone to marry into a clan when she doesn't want to? We could not take all our gods with us from the Golden City, but at least we had some time to prepare. The world has much to teach them, and we'll do so mercilessly. They depend chiefly on spirits who are of the wild places and little use in planting, so yeah. We cannot dismiss out of hand the value of their treasure. Not so with Buzzard people. We can always stand to improve our foraging. Generally speaking, the happiness of my clan is not at an all-time high right now. And I think having Naui marry into this Buzzard clan is not going to help me in that regard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decline. I do refuse politely, and maybe I can give them something. They departed. Hopefully they're not going to try to kill me, which tends to happen when people go away disappointed. All right. Our clan magic is exhausted. Won't be able to use it. Oh yeah, but that was because of a bad random event that happened. Okay. Let's see. Goods are at least on the upswing, although they're still pretty low. Hopefully next year we'll be benefited by our the additional trade route that we just built, and we're going to try to make another trade route the following year. Let's see, what else can we do here? Right now it's storm season, but I explored during storm season the last year, and I wasn't driven back by cold. And as I recall, it's always a good thing to explore your own Tula. And if food is low, we may be able to, foraging may be a good idea. It's easier to find outside the clan lands. Let's see. Exploring at home or in known areas may still discover new things. Okay, that's why I've always found that to be the case. I love the fact that you can click on the photo, or it looks a little bit like a Polaroid photo. You can click on the picture of each of these people, and you find out their stats. That's a wonderful feature of this game. Worships Raven. That's an interesting person to be leading this expedition. Maybe Raven can search. Okay, it's easier to find spirits outside clan lands. All right, I'm going to explore. There's nothing to report. All right, well, next time in a better season, I'll go outside our lands. It's now sacred time again. And, okay, we lost some cattle, so we want to do something about that. Goods are low. We're maintaining a lot of shrines right now. 12 cows and goods worth 24 cows. The leaves of the oak tree fell off early, but nobody agreed what this signified. We are known for being the last clan to arrive in the valley. Okay. I want to increase our... Or put some magic into pastures right now. We still have some blessings to learn, so I'm going to put a point in ritual. crafts. We want to produce more goods. Diplomacy is something that I'm definitely pursuing. And I like having a point in, well, let's see, how about exploring? And then it'll be down to 2 magic, which is a good amount to save up. And we'll proceed. The Chav Ashdai clan, I was kind of mistreated by them. They were the people who blinded my weapon thane, so I'm not very happy about that. Cattle priestess of the class Chav Ashdai clan, famous for the secret rites that keep their herds from dwindling, offer us a boon. If we give them 20 cows now, we will get twice that number back in 8 years. As high-handed wheels, they are not usually so open-handed. We cannot count on them making this offer again. You know, I don't necessarily trust these people, so I'm going to say no. The great elk was as good as its word. After restricting our hunting for 2 years, our wildlands are now abundant with game. Excellent. Now that you've got, okay, here, right. So now it seems like the story is progressing a little here because I did all the chores that I needed to do to get my clan situated in this new Black Eel River Valley. Now that you've prepared crop and pasture land and put the finishing touches on people's homes, it's time to turn to the clan hall. 3 main tasks remain, though you don't have enough goods to decorate the hall. Each project involves the entire clan, so you won't be able to perform another venture this year, but a completed clan hall is a powerful symbol of unity, which will allow you to organize more ventures when it's finally ready. Let's see. What do you have to say? We need to make new ornamentation, okay? Everyone in the clan will prepare traditional food. The feast will dip into our food reserves, but at least that won't risk hunger right afterwards. And it seems like hunting is going on if you're there, Grand Legion. Plenty of hunting is going on. Which is a reference to a song by the Finnish folk metal band Korpiklani. This isn't a good time to sacrifice, since making sure the gods receive it well might require twice as much as usual. Okay. Not only will our crafters be busy working on painting and stonework, we need to devote at least 50 cows worth of goods to decorating. Wow, that's significant. So it seems like feasting is the right option. We've gotten this long without spending anything, so we can wait. Tradition says the decoration should be first. And there's our, that guy is the tradition devotee there. He worships Rolandar, which is kind of the equivalent of Lankor Mai from King of Dragon Pass. Everyone in the clan will prepare traditional food. The feast will dip into our food reserves, but at least that won't risk hunger right afterwards. Okay, I think, well, the clan's mood is still not very good, so we're going to hold a feast. Surprisingly difficult to organize a feast of this size. People always seem to have something else to do. Finally, she realized that the feast would have to happen later. She said that perhaps we should have waited until people were in a better mood. Well, it's kind of a chicken or egg problem, isn't it? Because you don't really know, you try to increase people's mood with a feast, but then if people aren't in a good enough mood to hold a feast to begin with, then what are you going to do, right? Hunting, bounty, and food yield shortfall. Now, all right. So again, we've got the clan hall feast ongoing. Hopefully that means that we're actually going to get that done later on in the year. Okay, let's see. Then in that case, I think what we want to do is we want to call in a favor from someone who owes us a favor and see if we can get some food that way. Who owes us a favor? I think we do that on the relations screen. There we go. We owe them a favor. Okay, if I did an emissary there, I could call on the favor, and my goods are still very low. Unfortunately, it's because I'm supporting so many shrines. I think I was I was lulled into building too many shrines by the fact that shrines are so cheap in this. Let's see. I want to call on a favor. Let's see, I could bring some goods because I know that I'm going to make a profit of some more goods. I'm counting on my traders and my crafters who have been doing a great job so far. There we go. Okay, this is a great screen here, and we get this this beautiful random event screen here. We get this lovely stockade. Your emissary Ballandrai approaches the Great Wings, asking them to make a good enough favor they owe you. I would like to ask for some food. What do you have to say about this? Scarcely known for generosity. There's no point in asking for more than the customary amount. Okay, let's ask for the customary amount. They could not spare the food. Oh, how unfortunate. We need the help of the gods to ensure people are fed. We do have sufficient food for now, but that won't last if we don't take action. I believe we will eat more than we produce during the year ahead. We could ask for Dustel's sure shot blessing. Okay, that's good because we can hunt again. So that might be what we need to do. Right, still sea season. All right. I'm still so low on goods though. Okay, let's see. If I went to the build screen, can I remove? Yeah, okay, I can reduce the shrine in this screen. I think I may want to do that for now. So I'm going to reduce it because I want to save goods due to all the upkeep from the shrines. But Elmal, I won't do you wrong. I'll get back to you when I got enough goods. A delegation from the Seven Stars asked for your help. 8 of their herdsmen have been captured by the Nar and the Oni. Oh, great. The charioteers. The charioteers, there's clearly going to be a lot more tension between the charioteers coming up and us. The charioteers accuse them of violating a taboo of solar worship. Unless the Seven Stars pay an exorbitant ransom worth 90 cows. Yeah, that's ridiculous. The wheel people will subject their captives to execution by fire cage. There are old stories about Hyola rings using fire cages, but none of us here do it. Our sacred time rites favor talking over fighting or intimidation. Yes, that's certainly true. I've got a lot of good bargainers in my clan. I think I can help them. The wheels are always driving up the price of ransoms. I guess that'll help us if we ever have anybody to hold for ransom, right? Which we're not 100%. We're not completely above doing. Let's be honest. We'll come here and show them that the harsh face they put on him is wrong. Yep, we might have to do that with sword and with spear at a later time. But anyway, let's see if we can negotiate a lower ransom. We bargained them down to a ransom of 51 cows. We told the Seven Stars and they agreed to pay it. They thanked us and said they owed us a favor. That's a good outcome. Although your ability to get food from a favor is not necessarily guaranteed, as we saw from previously this year when I tried to send out an emissary to call in a favor. All right. Now we're up to where we have very high goods, and we want to build a shrine to Dastal, because that's going to improve hunting yield, and we've got a hunting bounty. Hunting is going on. We are a part of the wilderness, as Corpiclani puts it. So I'm going to build a shrine to Dastal, and hopefully that increases the food situation or benefits the food situation. Is there any screen that actually shows me that situation right now, or do I need to wait until Sacred Time or somebody randomly tells me something to find out more about it? That's an interesting question. But anyway, the situation is pretty good right now. Let's see if we can, during this fire season, do a little bit of exploring. We explored up there. We can send our Raven worshipper there. I know that that Raven worshippers are very useful for increasing your magic, just like the Yurmal worshippers were in King of Dragon Pass. But if I were to lose a Raven worshipper on one of these quests, on one of these explorations, I don't think I would be ridiculously broken up about it. All right, so let's explore. A war party from the Grey Wing Hand clan hails your patrollers at your border, requesting assistance. They have captured 8 warriors of the Seven Stars clan. Oh, why do you rider people have to fight amongst yourselves? Don't you see how many? Ryder says in wealth there should be advice about if you're producing less food than you're taking in. Okay, all right, thank you. I'll check that out. Hail Smashbot66. Hail bots of war. A war party from the Grey Wing hails your patrollers at your border, requesting assistance. They have captured 8 warriors of the Seven Stars clan, who they are feuding with. The Great Wing wonders if you, war leader, Wonders if you will broker the captive's ransom in return. See, yeah, we are pretty good brokers of that sort of thing. Yeah, well, this is what goes on during fire season. I mean, even though I haven't been doing a lot of raiding and fighting, the other clans are certainly doing it to each other, as we can see here. All right. If not, they will take them to the kingdom of Vestanon to sell as slaves. Well, that seems pretty inhumane. I don't want them to do that. Okay. We're going to help out with that. Who's really good at diplomacy? Ballandry, she's done wonders for me in the area of bargaining. I don't think that these clans, you need to hum Man of War when you raid. I just sung a little Man of War, but I may sing more. I may be tempted. Ballandry. I don't think there's a lot of a threat to her, like she's not going to die or something like that as a result of doing this attempt to broker a peace. Or so let's send her out. How many warriors? Well, you know, you can never be too careful. All right, so we'll send some bows. 7 stars paid the ransom. Both sides expressed gratitude for our intervention. Excellent. Yeah, that is one thing that we're definitely skilled of. And that is, trade is definitely something that I try to emphasize in this game, because having a surplus of goods that you can bribe people with and do other things and sacrifice with and so forth is extremely valuable. So we've got this exploration going on. It's Earth season right now. Our people are very healthy. That's a wonderful thing. We've only got 4 sick people. We've got an ongoing venture. All right, we've got an exploration going on. Why don't we see... We've got a food yield shortfall. Okay, the food is low. Why don't we see if someone else who owes us a favor would be willing to help us out. What about these Ruby Gate people? Well, they raided me earlier, so I don't know how willing they're going to be to help me out. Shining Blossom, I owe them a favor. They owe us 7 stars, owes us 2 favors, but they mock us. Okay. Well, okay, maybe these chariot people, I don't know how willing they'll be to help us. Yeah, they seem like a good candidate right now, as opposed to the Ruby Gates, or this clan that mocks us, the 7 stars. So I'm gonna see what we can do as far as calling on this favor. And I can afford to give them a gift. I know Ballandry has been very busy, but that's because she is a clutch bargainer. Let's send her out. I don't think these chariot people are I don't think they'll just murder her on sight. I think they're a little bit more civilized than that, unless they get all up in, like, religious conflicts. I have returned from our exploratory mission to the north. We can add more to our map, although I can't say we discovered anything worth sewing onto the walls of our story tent. Along the way, we met other explorers from the valley from the Shining Blossom Clan. They must disdain our courage, as they attempted to intimidate us with an impromptu whooping run. Alas, we showed our fear. Their laughter still rings in my ears. We must recover our honor with a raid. Well, are they a trading partner of mine? No, they're not. As I recall, raiding during Earth season is not necessarily the best idea, because that's when you're harvesting, and you don't want to send your farmers out to be bows during that time. So the raid may need to wait until the following year. But they're right that needs to be avenged. Speaking of avenging a slight, we have insufficient warriors, so we can plan for avenging that insult by getting some more swords. Let's see, from promising riders or from outside the clan. All of our swords are healthy. We need more swords, yep. Yep, well, hopefully we're going to remedy that now. Okay. Well, we still got somewhat of a cheer for that. Your emissary Ballandry approaches the Sagar Inn. Oh, and they've got the chariots there too. Asking they make good on a favor they owe you. The Sagar Inn chief seemed taken aback that we had sent a woman as our representative. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So these chariot people, they seem to have that issue. Although that doesn't mean that they're not willing to give us what we want. Let's ask for food. Their chief, Akar, is well known for his generosity. Perhaps we could get a little more than the customary amount. Well, because you're such a great bargain in Ballandrai, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to ask for a little bit more. They could not spare the food. Oh, man. We are not having good luck with calling in these favors. Emissaries from the Shining Blossom clan come bearing a message from the Twin Songs. The Twin Song clan has suffered the Rock Gut curse. They performed a divination and their spirits blamed you. We tried to tell them that the spirits sometimes lie and you would never do this, but they still hired us to deliver his demand for redress. The messengers give you the customary portion of their delivery gift to remind you that it is not them saying this. And so please don't kill us, I guess is what that means. Is magic as powerful as the last game? Yes, it is. Magic is very influential, including in, and that's a question from Smashbot66, including in terms of what you devote to various aspects of your clan life in sacred time and what you do during war. Having a couple magic points to help you smash the enemy is also very useful. Spirits lie, gods do not. That is how you can tell Raven is not a god. Uses of curses are reviled by Hyalarings. Yep. I don't tend to, I wouldn't curse people. You have to, in King of Dragon Pass, I believe you would have to actually give gifts to Malia, who's like a chaos goddess, to curse people. And maybe Yurmal could do it too, but it's not something that you want to do, generally speaking. Our word should be good enough without gifts. If we find who did it, send gifts to the Twin Song along with the truth. Getting the truth and spirits will only cost us a little magic. Okay. I'm going to conduct a divination. I'm going to call on the gods. In the story tent, our spinning priest saw that the Bright Eyes were the guilty clan. Oh, that's cool. So we're constantly like spinning this story tent. And that's not only the saga of our clan, but it also contains useful information. Send the Shining Blossoms to tell them the Bright Eyes did it. That's what I plan to do. What do you give the Twin Songs to show your good faith? Well, I've got plenty of goods. 8 goods seems like a good, round number. They told us they still did not believe us. Okay, I gained... Oh, wow. Lots of bad things happened. The Twin Songs would spread word not only of our use of curses, but our slanderous attempt to shift blame to them. I think you mean the... Well, let's see here. Okay, well, speaking of war, which may be happening soon, we've got some fortifications built up now. All right, let's see here. Do we have a venture going right now? Okay, the Clan Hall Feast. Yeah, goods are still holding up pretty well, although I'd love to have over 100. Goods are easier to produce than in King of Dragon Pass. Well, I've already got a pretty good infrastructure going on for producing goods. I've got 4 trade routes, or is it, 3 trade routes. And I'm devoting magic to crafting. So it all depends, but I would like to have more trade routes and more craft blessings, certainly. Our market will probably make a profit of 42 cows worth of goods this year. I'd love to have more. So right now it's dark season, so we don't want to send anybody out. It's a good time to sacrifice for a blessing. Okay, what kind of blessing do we want, though? Okay, milk blessing increases the yield of our cows. Okay, so I could sacrifice for the calf blessing to try to have more cows be born. This is very important. This, how is trading? It seems like I'm making a little bit less profit from trading than I did in the original game. But also some of the costs have been decreased, like and Smashbot 66. So the cost of building a shrine has been decreased, which is why I have 5 right now, and I'm thinking of building a 6 at the moment, or a 6th shrine. Whereas that would be more of a late game thing to have that many shrines if I were playing King of Dragon Pass. Okay, so let's see. It would be nice to have both of those. Rolandar. Bless Barley, that's a good one to have. Nyalda. Okay, Nyalda can give us a crafting blessing. Yes, Smashbot, Elmal is a god who appears in both these games. And you can do a hero quest based on Elmal, which we'll see if it resembles the fearsome Elmal guards the stead, which is probably the quest in my experience that's most likely to kill your hero. Let's sacrifice for a blessing from Nyalda. We can't choose which blessing Nialda's going to give us. Hopefully she's going to give us the crafting blessing. I would very much appreciate getting that. Bless children, okay. Sometimes you have to work your way through the blessings until you get to the one that you want. Okay, it's now dark season still. Clan magic is at a good level. I think I'm going to save my 1 magic point in case there are any bad random events that happen that require me to use them. Okay, let's see. Well, we could try to get another blessing. What about Inilla? Okay, the Rootal blessing. Yeah, that's another good way. That's another good blessing for getting food, which is something that we're always having trouble with maintaining. Smashbot asks, how many cubes do you get to hit or launch legal action? I think you're talking about Lancor Mai finds the truth. I haven't done any hero quests in this yet, but or rituals as they're called, but I'm sure I will be doing that soon. Inilla revealed the workings of her brutal blessing. That's wonderful. Spirits can be lazy as the rest of us. They will not help unless we ask. For example, the healing spirit has not done anything for us in a while. Well, we're not really in need of healing, so I'm okay with that. Okay, a bad event. A flock of fightless terror birds, each taller than a man on horseback. Whoa, those are giant. And equipped with a huge beak, runs through your pasture, feeding on your cattle. You lose 19 cattle in all. The birds have gone, but for how long? Well, let's see what the ring says. When the gods chose their sacred animals, Yelm picked first and nodded to Father Eagle. What does that have to do with this? Are the terror birds related to Father Eagle? Our herders cannot defend against such creatures. Because I sit on council, a shamanic ritual enjoys a greater chance of success. Those are the biggest birds I've ever seen. This guy's always full of useful insights. Both of them think that. That's good to hear. By working together, we can destroy them. Call on Elmal to assert solar privilege over the kin of Father Eagle. Well, we've got a magic point that maybe we can devote to that. I don't know about fighting these birds that are as big as a man and who can kill 19 of my cattle. If Elmal can help us with this, that would be great. He would call on the birds to feed elsewhere. Hopefully one of these obnoxious Wheel clans won't give us food. Okay, now it's storm season. And, goods are still holding up relatively well. So maybe I want to, let's see, there's a food yield shortfall. So I think what I want to do is see if I can get this Rootal blessing going. Some of the people led by Carnivus say that the clan should be doing more to survive in the changing world. Others point out that besides migrating to the valley only 4 years ago, you were actually doing a lot. Yeah, it feels to me like I'm doing a lot. Seeds take time to grow, and it may well be that it will fall to the children to ride to the next big possibility. The Golden Age was changeless. That's what made it the ideal. I mean, yeah, we're dealing with bad events pretty well, which is, sometimes all you can ask for here in the hostile Black Eel Valley. If we had a city, the Ram clans would come to trade. Wouldn't that be? I don't know about everyone Ram clans smashing things up in my city. There's like Uroxy berserkers in there who like to break things. I don't know if I want them around. We might need to wait for the gods to reveal our destiny, but we should do as much as we can now. I think the idea of a city is great. I'm not the cow expert. Besides the raid, you should know the great rings. I'm not going to raid the gray rings. They're a trading partner. Have you done any hero quests? No, not yet. But I'm thinking it's looking like the plot is moving along to the point where I may be hearing about a hero quest that I need to do soon. I didn't want to do hero quests until I was specifically prompted to do them by the game. Because, well, in King of Dragon Pass, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but there's one hero quest that it's recommended that you do first. So I want to make sure that I'm doing the right one first. One of the things we should be doing is sending emissaries to other clans. Well, I've actually kind of been doing that. Our herds are adequate, so we shouldn't feel like we have to go on a raid. All right, so these people think we should just kind of be doing more. They're just kind of getting restless, although it's not clear what they think we're not doing enough of. I think we could do a little bit more. Ride to the God's War, right? That's what a hero quest is called here. Ride to the God's War and perform a ritual. Let's do a little exploration. Promise to explore. Does that mean I need to do it this year? Well, it's storm season. Maybe that's wrong. You can still research quests. You can research the details of a story. Yeah. So I know Smashbot 66. So I know some story details, and once I know what story I need to, or what hero quest I need to perform, then I'll make sure that I know all of the details of the story. Let's see. Okay, let's see about this. Your Starseers believe that several significant conjunctions are about to occur. Ever since the storm god Orlanth slew Yelm, the sky has been unpredictable, and worse, the next few nights are likely to be overcast. The Sky Priests asked the Circle how they should concentrate their observations and prayers for clear skies, so that the clan can best take advantage of the timing of any portents. Okay, so we've got some interesting astrology going on. And it sounds like the omen may be bad, although it's kind of ambiguous right now. Since Umath showed up, the sky has not been stable. It got worse after his son Orlanth struck down the sun. It was much easier for our distant ancestors to read the omens in the stars. I have nothing to add. I don't know. So the clouds are created by Orlanth. That's interesting. And I can remember a previous random event alluding to the black fog rolling into our clan lands as a sign of that. As a sign of Orlanth slaying the Emperor Yelm. If we know who will next attack, we can prepare for them. We brought the secrets of reading and writing from Navora, so we can refer to the Star Ledgers. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we can finally use our reading and writing ability to good use. We can put that to good use. But on the other hand, we've got when to sow and when to reap. And that has to do with food, and food is always something that we're having an issue with. When to move the herds to their seasonal pastures. Okay, so I like the sowing and reaping. The herders already had a good sense for when it was time, but knowing when Orlanth was sending a hailstorm and when a pasture would be swamped with rain would make a big difference to the herds over the coming season. The clouds parted to show Ulyria crossing the stellar desert toward the eye of the star dragon, while the bat approached from the other side of the celestial river. The myths of Glorantha are so... sure. Ryder says thank you for streaming. Yes, thank you for watching. I'm grateful to get the developers in here so that we can and get your input. Anyway, I was saying that the myths of Glorantha are so rich and detailed compared to any other fantasy setting. In a generation, maybe two, our lives would all change. The seers couldn't say if life or annihilation would win. The oldest priest said this was because it would depend on our own actions. Okay, no pressure. I have nothing to add. Okay, so yeah, we're done with this event. Band of ragged outlaws. Her escort is slightly outnumbered. What should Haldai do? Okay, this is a familiar event from King of Dragon Pass. Let's see. What kind of skills does she have? Her combat is excellent. So it may be a good idea to kill them. The outlaws were threatening as kids. Haldai struck down several and her escort scattered the rest. Get out of my face. All right, back to Sacred Time. Well, that was a nice conclusion to the year there. Smashbot asks, what would you say is the biggest difference so far from Dragon Pass now that you've played for a few hours? Well, I mean, there are a lot of new random events that I haven't seen before. The gameplay is pretty similar, which I like very much, although there are some new twists. Combat, for instance, is more detailed, and it seems like there's a lot more options that you can choose, and a lot less just reliance on random chance. Also, there's this squabbling between the families in the clan. Like, as you can see, each of these people on the clan ring has a family they're associated with. Family Torrent for this particular guy. And if you don't have all of the families in all of the, I guess the noble families in the clan organized on the ring, then you're going to run into trouble. So keeping the families happy and keeping them from squabbling with each other is yet another concern facing your clan, and not just random squabbling among the people or squabbling with other clans and so forth, which is also going to happen. But I like it. But complexity and And having sort of a lifelike resemblance to being a leader is one of the wonderful things about this game. One of the many wonderful things. So now we are back to Sacred Time, and we are allocating magic. The clan has 10 fewer people, 10 fewer head of cattle. Our crafters produce 48 worth of goods. Our market made a profit of 46 cows worth of goods. Now we're down to 4 goods. So we ended up spending a lot of money on that. We are now known for our many shrines. That may not necessarily be a good thing. I think I've got too many shrines going. I think that's the point that they're trying to make here. So what I'm going to take down one of my shrines, although I love the fact that they're all devoted to food, and food is always an issue. So that's why I've got so many shrines, really. Maybe that we can pare that down by one shrine and see if we can still get by without having to call in these favors from clans that don't seem to be interested in helping us. All right, so let's put some in fields and okay, we got 7 magic. It's a pretty good year as far as magic is concerned. Wilds, we can do some foraging there. So I'm going to put 1 magic into wilds. See if we can get down the trade route this year. And 1 into ritual. And then we'll be down to 2 magic. And I think that, yep, that's a wrap for Sacred Time. Sagarin nobles have been riding around in their chariots informing the neighbors of the birth of Ortronos, son of their chieftain Akar. The sun path glowed when he dawned from his mother's womb. Or so say the Sagarini, always quick to remind us of their unbroken lineage from Elma. Oh, those pompous chariot people again. Does the clan send them a celebratory gift of 5 cows? Yeah, I think we can afford to do that. And it would have been nice of them to give me food in response to my request for a favor, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they were not lying to me when they said that they didn't have enough food. Maybe this year they'll be able to help me out. Oh, see, these kids, yeah, we ran into this issue before. 3 children of your clan have been discovered wielding magical fire powers. Fortunately, they haven't damaged themselves or anything yet. But the flames they summon exceed the power of experienced priests. And so they're just kind of throwing fireballs around like they were playing softball or something like that, and they don't see any problem with it. But presumably people who wouldn't like to have their goats charred to a crisp are having a problem with it. So let's see what the clan ring says. Elmal thought to scored him, but then saw a crisp snake amid the coal. So the point is these kids might be able to do something useful with their fire abilities and not just, burn things and make mischief. I see a burning barley field in our future. Yes, so do I. We risk divine disfavor by asking Elmal to take away his gift. Kids with great magic can go up to mighty heroes. They have war magic in them. We must stoke it as Elmal stokes the red coals of his inner fire. I like that's a nice lyrical language. We'll see if we can. We'll see if it's a good advice. The rest of the girls are reborn. Okay, so it's atypical for these kids to have this magic. Is what this guy is saying. Okay, generally, people are afraid that the barley fields are going to burn, which of course would be a bad thing. Maybe I can convince them not to mess around anymore. Until they come of age and they've got a better grasp of how to use their fire powers. You seem to impress this upon them, but with children it is always hard to tell. Well, they didn't just thumb their nose at me and keep throwing fireballs around, so, I'll take that as a win. We're back from our expedition, which took us to the north. We explored an area I can only describe as untamed and largely featureless. We found a burial mound containing brooches worth 7 cows. That's great. Okay. So what about ventures that we can do? We could wait before performing a venture. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, we've got a herd bounty and a hunting bounty. How is the food situation going here? We have 3 seasons of food stockpiled. Okay, that's good. I'm going to see if we can establish another trading partner because I would really like to make a profit of more goods. I don't know if there's a limit right now to the number of trade routes that I can establish, but I guess I'll find that out soon. Before I do that, let's make sure that we have. Let's see what Ikarna blessing we have here. By the way, Smashbot, Ikarna is the equivalent of Isseries, so the trade god. Let's see if we can get that trade blessing going. We put a point into ritual, so I'll have a better shot at that than I did last year. I think I want to sacrifice some cows because I'm running low on goods. Silver tongue. Okay, that's great. That's a key blessing. That also is included in the original in King of Dragon Pass, and that's very useful. Eventually, I'm gonna save up. As soon as I have the goods, I'm gonna get a temple, and ideally a great temple to Akarna. Your summons report encountering fell spirits. Wow, they look pretty spooky, don't they? Haunting your scrublands. They would have caused soured milk had the shamans that, which would be a terrible thing. I mean, unless we're talking about fermented goat's milk, which we all like to get drunk on, apparently. Had the shamans not succeeded in driving them off. Your shamans wish to add new items to their ritual costumes, strengthening them against the possible return of these spirits. Occasionally, it becomes necessary to add new items when the old ones lose their potency. Okay. Okay, I wonder what that will require. It sounds like it probably requires me to spend goods, right? We should act to end this infestation before it takes full... Yeah, these things don't look like the kind of things that I want on my Tula. That much is true. Someone who knows both bargaining and magic can acquire the adornments for less than 10 cows. Okay. Send a large delegation. All right. Even though I have only 15 goods, I think it's probably useful because I don't want them messing with my food supply and souring my milk. So I'm just going to agree to their request. Oh, I think I misclicked there, and actually I chose to lead the expedition. Maybe can you zoom in on this, because that would be useful here, since some of these options are grouped kind of close together. But anyway, so we're looking for someone who is skillful in magic. We've got Mazelna, who is fairly old, but she has excellent magic. It seems like someone who is well versed in the ways of shamans, since those are the people who are coming to us with this issue. Well, we have a lot of very skilled magic people. I think I'm going to send Karndivis, since she is a shaman. She is and that hopefully will help us with this task, since it relates to shamans. How many warriors do you send as an escort? It looks like we can spare the swords. I'll send 2 of those. I'll send 10 bows. Karndivis found that the shamans of the 7 Stars clans had the items they needed. Karndivis exchanged them of 14 gals worth of goods. It was not the best deal, but we badly needed the spirit-scaring regalia. Okay, I think I actually didn't misclick. I think I picked the right option, which was just to get the spirit-scaring regalia. On the way back, Karndivis sensed danger and sped the expedition onwards. They arrived home without further trouble. Yeah, that's good to hear. All right, so I think that was a win. It's been years since we rode to the other side to visit the gods. If we don't perform such a ritual fairly soon, they will withhold favor from us. Okay, so the game is prompting me to do a hero quest. So Smashbot66, you may get to see me do a hero quest, for better or worse. So the hero quests are a dangerous thing to do. Clan magic is an adequate level in case something comes up or we want to ride to the gods' war. We can still learn one of Nialda's blessings. But I think the first priority now is going to be to get rid of one of these shrines, because as much as I like having shrines, they're costing me a lot of goods to maintain at this point, since I got 6. Oh no, I've actually got 7 shrines going. That might be a little bit too much. So I'm going to go. I'm going to get rid of this shrine to Orissa for now. All right. So people want to ride. People want to ride to the other side to visit the realm of the gods. Presumably, they don't want to be the ones doing it, because that often results in death. But let's take a look at our lore, which is where we see how much of these stories we know. If we see one of these icons on the left side of the story, then we know the details of the story. Zarlin's first wander. Scorned by Niall. Okay. Okay, now one thing that's going to be very important to know is whether, while we're doing this game, we can look at these stories while we're doing the hero quest. Because if we can't, then I'm going to have to make a lot of notes on what happened in this story to make sure that I make the right decisions. So we know Akarna's 4 trades. Okay, so that sounds great. Okay. I'm running out of swords with no gold plaques. Okay. I want to look at the help for a second here because I want to know whether I can read these while we're doing the hero quest. Because if I can't, then that might be a bit of a problem. Let's see, here in the lore screen. Okay, that's all very useful details. I guess in the magic screen, that's where we're going to see about performing these rituals here. Okay. I'm just moving on. I'm just going through this right now because I want to make sure I don't completely screw up the hero quest here. Okay, ritual is a journey in the time of the world of the gods. The lore screen shows when you have sufficient knowledge of a sacred story. Not all sacred stories have rituals associated with them. Count on expending a significant amount of clan magic as well. In some cases, the quester will need to bring a magical treasure. Okay, so I didn't, I only spent 1 on rituals. So I think we will do a hero quest, but we'll do it next year. And during sacred time, I will spend, I'll spend more than 1 point on rituals. Okay, ask other clans to help. Reviewing the sacred story in the lore screen will help you choose a qualified quester. Will also help guide their choice on the other side. But your stories are only one view of the truth, meaning you can take a bad roll, you can make a bad die roll and get killed anyway. Okay, ideally the quester embodies the god. Ideally they worship the god. They need to be the same gender. Okay, that's interesting. Except for Osara, who is the daughter of Elma. Okay, this is all very useful. You will sacrifice to propel the quester into the god's war. Larger sacrifices help. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I think that is what I'll do, Smashbot. I am going to need to take notes just in case, because otherwise, yeah, if I just make arbitrary choices, that's going to result in death, or it's going to result in something very bad for the clan. So, yeah, next year we're going to do a hero quest. We got 1 sick noble. Yeah, people immediately started getting sick after we took down our shrine to Erissa, but I'm just spending so much money on these shrines, so many goods. There's no venture in progress, so presumably we want to keep, must have more than 10 swords available. Hold an inaugural feast in the hall. Okay, we can consecrate the clan hall. That seems like a good idea, and it would probably improve the mood of the people. Sacrificed a horse, 3 cows, and gold plaques worth 3 cows, then led the priests and priestesses into spinning the sacred smoke. She had a vision of our ancestors presenting their gifts to Elma, Nialda, Gamari, and Healor. The gods praised their generosity and gave their blessing to the people. Then the ancestors told Mazelna that she would have to ride a treacherous path that led to a future they could not see. Isn't that always true? A delegation of swords from the Amber clan arrives to demand an annual tribute of 20 cows. Now, why on earth would I give you an annual tribute of 20 cows? You're going to have to give me some kind of reason. Reducing the size of the tribute will annoy them, but not cause a slight. They are stronger than us. But they do have to attack me. They need to break through my fortifications, which is an issue. A magic aids us in negotiation with neighbors. Beneath their bluster, they seem sad. That lady does look kind of sad, doesn't she? On the inside. Chieftain of the West Clan went to the North Clan and said, "Your weakness shall be our strength." I'm not going to give you any tribute. Okay, but that decreased the mood. So Smashbot, you may, even if you don't see a hero quest during this year, you probably are going to see some action going on, which is probably likely to be occurring during fire season, whether I want it that way or not. We got a herd. Okay, so for the first time in a while, food is actually not low. That's awesome, and I didn't lose that many goods. So I think what I may do is see if I can establish another trade route. First, let's take a look at our map. Okay, relations is what's going to do it, I guess. Known for their poverty. Okay, I guess I don't want to look to trade with them. These Ember Clan people who just demanded tribute from me, I don't think that they're going to be likely to establish a trade route with me. I don't know about these chariot people. They seem kind of unpredictable and rude. Okay, what about these Ruby Gate people? Okay, so who do you have good relations with? The people who are closer to blue are our friends. The people who are closer to red don't like us as much. What about these Starshine people? Known for their lush fields. Okay, Starshine it is. Let's see if we can... Oh, I'm sorry, we already have it. We already are trading partner. Okay. All right, so let's go back to relations screen. Known for avoiding conflict. Okay, well, if they don't, if they're not going to develop the urge to kill me at some point in the future, then I think they're going to be a good trading partner. And they also owe me some favors. So let's visit these 7 stars people and see if we can establish a trade route. It looks like we can get another one, even though we don't have any more than a shrine right now to Ikarna. Presumably to get another one, there will be an upper limit that we won't be able to get past in terms of trade routes until we do have a shrine to Ikarna, who is the trade goddess for anyone who's not familiar with the game. Anyway, we've got Balandrai, who is such an old standby. In terms, and yeah, she's 64. She's been bargaining for us on our behalf for years and has just achieved some great results. She's got renowned bargaining. So let's see if she can do this. Okay, the Ambers are attacking. I guess as predicted. They're attacking because we refused their tribute demand. There are 123 riders in total. Luckily, our patrols spotted them because we've got that watchtower, which is critical. Building that, it's only 10 goods in the beginning of the game, and I can tell you, building that early in the game is a good idea. I think that spending a bunch of magic, I think we really want to give these fools a horse whipping. I think we want to drive them off. We're not scared of these people. Not with 2 magic on our side. Let's see if we can skirmish. We were too busy firing on the Ambers to be concerned by their war whoops. We are now out of arrows. Okay. Let's see if we can... They don't really outnumber us anymore. I think we killed some of them, so now we're basically equal. Let's advance. We began to advance when Eileen called a halt when she saw the Ambers were charging. Okay, we're going to fight fiercely. They fought fiercely, but not as fiercely as us. We gained the upper hand. Eileen said that we might have been lucky, and it would be a tough battle. Okay, yeah, we inflicted a lot of losses on them. Wow, this is a bloody battle. They really want to keep fighting like this? It seems like they're getting the worst of it. Okay, we're going to fight cautiously then. They tried to flee us, but could not. But we cut them down. All right, that's what happens. I mean, we're named the Blazing Axe. I mean, come on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It was devastation. It was a short, nasty battle. Their combat magic was greater than ours, but in the end, that did not matter. We drove the Ambers off, and their survivors left without looting our land. Ivarn, who the Chav Ashdai tried to blind, distinguished himself in the fighting. So yeah, and he was a guy who was blinded by the Chav Ashdai because of basically a religious disagreement between our peoples. They decided to blind one of my weapon thanes and throw him out of a wagon. I was able to use magic to heal him, and he distinguished himself in the fighting. So it's a good thing that I saved him, and I did not comply with his wish that he be burned on a ritual funeral pyre. Yeah, burning your people doesn't seem like a good idea, and preserving them seems like a good one so far. Using healing magic, our auxiliaries save 4 warriors from dying and heal 3 of the wounded. Excellent. How do you like that, people? The clan mood is still dissatisfied. I just delivered a sound horsewhipping to those ambers, but apparently the clan mood is still dissatisfied. So there are insufficient warriors. All right, because some warriors died in that fight. So because it is now we're past fire season, so the raiding is not as likely to happen right now. Although who knows? There are some warlike people. Smashbot agrees that I should not burn my people. That seems like something that we can probably all come to a consensus on. All right. I'm going to get some more swords because I've been getting in more fights recently. Two of them are absent. Okay, that's right. Let's see. What do we got here? That's right. That's right, Smashbot. More heavy horse. It's been years since we rode to the other side to visit the gods. Okay, well, we're gonna be in a position to do that soon. For now, since it's Earth season, I think what I'm gonna do is explore a little bit. Let's try exploring to the south, near this Black Eel River down here. Crossing major rivers can be difficult until you've... Okay, learn it by sacrifice. All right, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to explore... Let's go a little bit further north. You've got those mountains up there. It looks like the Orlantha are to the south, past the Black Eel River. So this ritual we've just found a ritual that may help us in exploring, so that may be the one that we perform next year. All right, let's explore. Yatakan, Leafor, and Avtu, the children who gained their magic beyond their years, now cause worse mischief. Okay, they didn't listen to me. And they burned some of my goods. That's the most unforgivable part of it. They burned down a tent belonging to the Zarant family, and Elder Yuraski suffered burns trying to put out the blaze. The eldest of the fire children, Yatakan, says it was his fault, and he coaxed the others into testing what would happen if they combined their flames. Well, what did you think was going to happen, kids? It's going to go boom. The other children say it was everyone's idea equally. Okay, let's see what the ring has to say. You'll never forgive yourself if you banish. I don't think I'm going to banish the children. That seems a little bit extreme. But I think we might want to stay the course, because what these kids have is clearly rather powerful. Banishment? Nonsense. I agree. Dostal Karn, even though he is a man of few words, he's making some sense. One day these children will be mighty warriors. Salve Uraski's burns and praise her sacrifice. Banishment is acceptable, but not required. I'm going to convince the people to be patient. That day, even Lenef's eloquence proved no match for fearful hearts. Let's see. Well, I can do more, or I can let the matter rest. I may want to do more because the clan mood is pretty bad. Let's see. I don't really have... okay, what if I asked spirits... The spirits agreed, feeding on the magic of our ritual. Taking the powers which were divine in nature scorched the spirits. They said not to ask more favors any time soon. Okay. Well, I'm not going to burn any more of my goods. And I appreciate that, although probably those kids would have been powerful warriors. So, well, like everything, there's costs and benefits to every action that you take. Our caravan is back from the 7 stars. They were pleased to receive the first caravan. They agreed to trade with us on a regular basis, and we made a profit from the trip. Excellent. We're being raided by the dwarves. I don't have any magic, and yeah, there's a lot of dwarves. So my objective in this battle is going to be survival. So now things are ramping up. There's more war going on. Yeah, parlaying, somehow I don't think that that's going to work. I think that we want to see if we can evade. We tried to withdraw, only to discover the dwarves had cut off our retreat. We're going to conserve our strength. They pressed the attack, shaking our morale with their resolve. The battle began to swing their way. Eileen said it was hard to tell if their war leader was more capable. All right. But then we're going to fight. They waited for just the right moment and gained advantage. Okay, I think they there refers to... do they have war pigs? Let's see. They don't have war pigs, but the dwarves do have... yeah, that does... It's actually Cyber Gimli. These are like... The dwarves in here are kind of steampunkish, and they have contraptions. They have like Scorpitron-like things that can fire lots of iron spikes at you, like a Gatling gun. And it's pretty nasty. It's unfortunate that dwarves raid you in this. I mean, you know, from a game design perspective, I think it's great. It's just unfortunate that my people are being smashed by them right now. All right, I'm going to try holding my ground. They waited for just the right moment and gained the advantage. It was soon over. Okay, well, the battle went on and on. Their magic helped dwarf... Okay, we were driven on from the battlefield. The dwarves took 31 cows and 4 horses. They took 36 cows worth of loot. Wow. Yeah, so they also took a treasure. Wow. Okay, so that went pretty poorly. We didn't lose any of our elite warriors. But yeah, we didn't come off that badly for being so seriously outnumbered. There's harmony magic bonus. If we have some goods, it may be a good idea, so to speak, to see if we can spend them on improving our fortifications. But unfortunately, we're very low on goods. So we're going to have to wait until next year to see if to try to get some more. So let's see, spirit indifference, ritual magic stress. So we don't want to do a ritual right now. It's a good thing that we're waiting until the following year. We have insufficient warriors, so maybe it's a good idea to try to hire some more right now. We've got 2 absent bows. All right, let's see if we can learn this healing blessing. Which since we've been engaging in more war, yeah, you missed me, yeah, Ryder, you missed me getting smashed by the dwarves. Because yeah, unfortunately I was very outnumbered by them. Normally the watchtower helps me to avoid that kind of thing, but in this case they rolled dice well and they slipped past my patrols. If I get a lot more goods from this new trade route that I just established, I may also rebuild my shrine to Elmal and try to improve my defense. Because it seems like I'm going to need to try to improve my defense in the near future since things are getting more warlike. Okay, got the healing blessing. That's great. It's now dark season, but we've got some more goods, which is great. All right. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll continue until the next sacred time, and then we'll pause. But I plan to resume again very soon. Let's see, today is Monday. I think what I'll do is play again on Wednesday and see if I can avenge myself against those hated mecha dwarves. Those steampunk stunties, as they might be called in Warhammer. All right, so we just got this blessing. Good situation is fair. It seems like it's a good idea to see... Well, what was that? It was the Elmal-related story. Elmal guards the sun path that we were advised to learn recently. So if I were to sacrifice to Elmal to try to get that blessing, that seems like it's a good idea. Or to try to, learn the details of that story. Okay, good. So the God Talkers are predicting that this is going to work out well. Steadfast blessing. Oh, that's going to be helpful in any event. Which took us to the north. We explored an area I can only describe as bleak and empty. We found a cairn containing imperial coins worth 12 cows. That's great. Alarm sweeps your lands as many of your... Wow. Animals are just not faring well in the past couple of years. Many of your horses fall sick with dreadmane. Call on Orisa to heal currently afflicted horses. Well, we've got the goods to do it if we wanted to make a sacrifice to Orisa. Call on Gamari to prevent this from happening in the future. Fervent drumming session. But I'm not in good with the spirits right now because they just did me a favor in terms of taking away the powers from those mischievous fire-wielding kids who were burning things down. I'm gonna see if I can call on Orisa for a blessing. Where she promised to relieve our misery. Excellent. I particularly get down to the score for a dark season. Let's see. So what do we want to do here? Right now it's still dark season, so we're basically stuck on our Tula right now. We have spirit indifference and ritual magic stress. Now does that mean that we won't be able to effectively search for spirits? I imagine that's probably the case. Let's see. Well, I've still got some goods. Okay. Raven can steal from another clan. That's funny. Oh, and this is great. This is another great feature. In Sacred, you can actually see what you devoted to. You devoted magic to in Sacred Time. All right. Yeah, I think we want to sacrifice for. We're going to see if we can learn the details of that story. We've already sacrificed to Elmal, so we want to pick somebody else. Okay. Law keeps unresolved disputes from souring clan mood. That seems like it's kind of important. All right, so I'm just going to keep learning some blessings here. The dark season is a good time to do that. He revealed the workings of his law blessing. Excellent. Okay, it's now storm season, and last year I was able to explore during storm season, so maybe I'm gonna push my luck again here. Oh, we could also do. Well, okay, we have an ongoing venture. It's easier to find spirits outside any clan lands. Okay, what about out there? And there we've got our Raven devotee, or shaman. She seems like the appropriate person to be searching for spirits. So let's do that. We're being raided by rams. Oh geez, these Orlanthi. Many of their battle shouts, okay, sound like Varliving, so that must be who they are. There are 118 of them. Luckily, over patrols spot them, and 7 swords and 104 of our bows met them. I think what we want to do is drive them off. Okay, so we're here on this battle screen. We don't quite know how this is going quite yet. Let's try skirmishing with them. They managed to use the terrain to outflank us. Okay, so we have more elites than them, but we're down 2 by in terms of regulars. What about fighting cleverly? That's an option we don't usually have. They pressed the attack and we fell back slightly. They gained the upper hand. Eileen said this would be a rough battle. Let's fight cautiously. With much howling, fierce ram warriors pushed us back. Wow, I've lost a lot of people in this fight. That was really bloody. I'm going to flee. It was a bloody battle. Their combat magic was strange and powerful. We were driven from the battlefield. The Varlivings took 24 cows and 13 horses, 16 cows worth of loot. They burned our watchtower. It would have been worse without our fortifications. I'm sure it would have. Okay, geez. 42 wounded. All right, so I'm going to need to rebuild my shrine to Orissa pretty soon. So, yeah, I'm going to stop for now. But on a bit of a cliffhanger, what am I going to do now that I've got these Orlanthi around as if I didn't have enough problems? But, I feel like I'm still on the right track. I'm making good progress in terms of my trade routes, in terms of my diplomatic relations with other clans. I'm going to, when it gets to be next year, I'm going to perform a ritual, my first one, and start and just making sure that I keep getting the gods' favor. So I will see you all very soon. The next session is going to be fun. Oh, that's great, Ryder. It's good to have you here. And it is going to be fun. I'm certainly having a lot of fun, even if I'm getting smashed once in a while. So I'll see you all soon.